Hi, this is Andy with Mountain Computers. It's March 19th, it's Tuesday, and we've been off for 5 days. It's great to be back. I'm refreshed. It was a long weekend, had a lot of work to do. Macintosh, Linux systems, servers, you name it, networks, backups. But today I want to talk about leadership qualities and traits. And I put this on my blog, and it was on the 16th, 3 days ago. And the reason why it came up is because I'm dealing with a lot of companies that are going through turmoil, change, reorganization. And I want to talk about what does it take to be a leader. Now, am I a leader? Absolutely. Been in leadership positions in corporate America, military, even in my own companies. Working at local university, I was never in management, but definitely a leader in my technical professional position. In my master's degree and my PhD studies, there was some arguments and discussions on what it takes to be a leader. Now there were 5 items, 5 bulleted items, numbered items, of what does it take to be a leader. And there were some arguments and discussions about that between our groups of people who had been leaders, never business owners, a couple of them doctors, some of them professionals and lawyers and stuff, but I was a business owner a couple times, and so let's just go over them. 1, have discipline and sheer dedication. Number 2, good communication skills. Number 3, decision making. Number 4, value in his or her team. And number 5, integrity. Let's take each one of those. Okay, number 1, discipline and sheer dedication. Be dedicated to what you're doing. Love what you're doing, and if you don't be doing it. As a leader, people know if the leader's into it or not. They know if they know what they're talking about. You need a leader who is well-rounded, is a good people person, knows their trade, knows their craft, the products and services, no matter what it is. If it's a good product or a good service, it really depends on the client and the customer, and leaders know whether or not they've got a winning product or service. If they don't, then the leader has to work on it to get it to where it needs to be. Or maybe there's no more market for that product or service. But leaders know going in or when they start something that something's going to be a winner or not. Why work on losers? HR says, you need to spend more time with the people that are having difficulties. Not necessarily. These are not 4-year-olds. These are grown adults. Yes, there's professional development. Leaders understand professional development. Not everybody's on the same page. Some people take advantage of professional development, and leaders need to know that. Number 2, good communication skills. You need to be able to have good eye contact, good body language, good writing skills, good listening skills. Everything it takes to be, both left and right brained. Great leaders will have all of that either honed and sharpened. You don't always have to be up to be a leader. You can be your go time, bring your A game all the time. You can relax and go into maintenance mode from time to time to gather your energy, to gather your strength, to look around to make sure you're going in the right direction, So good communication skills. Be predictable. Don't always tell everybody what's on your mind. Guard your thoughts. Have your circle of trust. Tell people and plan accordingly. Communication skills are about planning. Communication skills are about what's going on. What have we done right? What have we done wrong? What are our strengths and weaknesses? Use some gap analysis. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. And there's a couple more. Decision making. Good leaders know how to make decisions. They may not have enough information to make the decision, but you can't have all facts. And if you do, that's great. But in most cases, if you make a decision today and tomorrow you get some information that would change yesterday's decision, you can change it. You can definitely change it. I wish more leaders would say something like that. Based on today's information, I've got to go this way. Now tomorrow, if I get more information that may change that, please bear in mind that I have the right to do that. And I want you to know that if you have information that would change my decision making, please provide it in the right way at the right time. It's about communication. Valuing his or her team. Absolutely. Everybody needs a team. Even if you're a team of one, or 2 or 3 or 100 or 1,000 or 1,000,000. You need to have, and leaders know this, they exude trust. They also want help to get things done. You need resources, and one of those resources are people, human beings. Other people, if they believe in what you're working on and what you're doing, some people want to join the party, some don't. That's okay. They can do whatever they want. It's a free country, free world. What else? I would say out of those, one of the things that we argued about the most was, out of all these 5, Valiant his or her team, that was 4. 5 is integrity. You got to have ethics 101. I don't think ethics is taught enough to our younger adults as well as reminded to our older adults. You can bend the rules, don't break them. Don't ever get somebody else to lie for you. That's a bad thing. Have I had my bosses, leaders, CEOs, accountants, controllers, HR directors lie to me? Absolutely, they've lied to me. By not telling me something as a leader, they're lying to me. I have some people that I know that have done that. And it's not that they should have said something. I will fire somebody because of that. Not telling me something that I need to know in order to be a good leader. Integrity. You have to understand that character, integrity, ethics, take the high road, not the low road. I know CEOs, I know people who are, they lie, for whatever reason. I understand lying is a way of avoiding rejection. That's really what it is. Psychology 101. People lie because they don't want to be rejected. Because if they know the truth, you may reject them and kick them to the curb. Well, the truth will come out eventually, and karma is a beautiful teacher. And unfortunately, I've been a victim of my own karma, for good or bad. And at the end of the day, there's more good than bad. And leaders need that. They need more successes than losses. But you learn from your losses in order to have more successes. So those 5 traits of a leader: discipline, hardworking, work smart, my dad said. 2, good communication skills. Listen, process, and respond appropriately, timely, correctly, at the right altitude, at the right tone, at the right methodology. Decision making. You make decisions, no paralysis analysis, whatever. There'll be more no's than yeses until I get more information that makes me want to say yes. That's the way I work. Do I procrastinate? No. Leaders don't procrastinate. They just usually don't have enough information, or they understand their instincts say there's a timing issue. Sometimes they don't know the answer, they don't know why they're not doing something, or they don't know why they're doing something. They're just following their instincts, not emotions, instincts. Valuing his or her team. Again, build a great team, hire slow, fire fast. You can fire volunteers. If you know somebody on your team is not doing well, pull them aside. Talk to them. They're human. Life, everybody has a different threshold of pain. You need to understand your team's pain threshold. Also, you need to know, some people, it's not about money. Sometimes it's about freedom, time, family, faith, whatever. Education. I mean, there's a lot going on in everybody's life. So when it comes to leadership traits, make sure that you, everybody you treat not the same. On some cases you do. You just say, this is going to be carte blanche, everybody. HR loves it when you do that, because then you're not discriminating. But you also want to help everybody that reports to you, and vice versa. The people I report to are my clients. Above, below, to my left, to my right. 360 degrees. I have people all around me that they say, oh, it must be great to work for yourself. No, I actually work for my clients. Either it's in a corporation, or I have internal or external clients, and they're all over the place. As a leader, you know that. One thing as a leader must tell another leader is, who are your customers? You are not your own customer. Okay? I've had deans and chairs and in colleges and universities that forget who the client is. The students are the customer, not your boss. The students. You may report to them, but think who's paying your bill. Okay, it's not the university, it's the students. Unless it's a grant or research or whatever. So, does that cover it? I hope so. On this blog, it says leadership qualities, what does it take? There's a bunch of links here. There's 10, 20, 50 different things. You know, which one out of all of these is important to be a leader? Have leadership traits. Those traits are bring your A game, have a package deal. Tell people no. Tell them why. Just no is not a good answer by itself. You need to qualify it. Great communication. Videotape yourself like I'm doing here. Listen to yourself. Go through several takes. I mean, actors go through several takes. They never get their lines right. They never get the timing right. The directors, the producers, all of them. They're all looking at things and saying, we want this to be the best outcome possible. Decision making. Again, decision making. You're always making decisions. Left or right, straight ahead. Valuing his or her team. I go over this many times because I'm going to fill in the gaps here about what it could be. Valuing your team. Have your circle of trust. Mentors and advisors. Some people won't be with you for a lifetime like you hope, but that's not up to you. That's up to them. You can commit yourself to somebody, and if you expect the reciprocal, that's a bad setup. I did that a couple times, and that was a bad mistake. Expectations of other people. Have none. Have none. Just hope that they do well, you can help them, and you spend a little time in your life either leading them or following them or being part of their lives. That's the most important thing in life. When you're a leader, you'll understand it's about people, helping people. Having people help you. It's a blessing when people help you as random acts of kindness. Accept that. That's a blessing. So that's all I got on organizational leadership today. Share, like, and subscribe. Again, this is Andy with Mountain Computers. I want to make this brief, and I think I'll do it again. But it's important. Organizational leadership. Some people say communication's number one. My wife and I, we say that. But actually having the leadership traits, somebody in the family has to be the leader. And it's not always the same person in the same situation. My wife can sometimes lead, and sometimes I can lead. Now, there are biological things that are just built into our DNA, where one is more of a natural leader than the other. Your wife, your spouse, whatever, one will lead in some situations where you will lead in others. That's normal. Understand that. Get comfortable with it. That's okay. Not everybody will be a leader all the time. Sometimes they'll be a great follower. So, with that in mind, again, share, like, subscribe, become a sponsor. Again, this is Andy with Mountain Computers, just wrapping up for another day, and we'll be back. More to come. Bye-bye.